My own mind, because amongst everyone up here, I know that I'm the least of them all, or at least that's the way I feel. And you know, I can come into the church and have something on my mind, but then I hear these brothers talk, and hear Brother Chris talk to us about what it used to be up in Michigan, and that's probably a comforting memory to go back on, being able to. It's always a blessing to be able to do things with other children of God after church, to be able to still take that fellowship a little bit beyond these walls here. And then hearing Brother Jeremy talk about waking up in unknown places, strange places, thinking about the person that I used to be and the person that I am today. I can remember the first time that I ever really thought about God and even considered that it might be a real thing. And it makes me feel so small being up here when I hear Brother Chris talking about how young he was, or when I hear Brother Brandon say he's a 16-year-old boy, and at 16 years old I didn't even think any of this was real, and that just makes me feel a little bit less than what maybe that I am. You know, all those people down in Texas right now, there's people that are leaving their homes and packing up their boats and traveling all the way down there just to go and try to rescue people. And you know, for so long, this world and those cameras have been telling us how much we hate each other, but it's in our own weakness that we find the love that we need.
Amen.
And you know, I can read, and right here where it says, "My grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness," and how true that is. Have you come weak here this morning? I'm awful weak here this morning, and I'm hoping that my Lord will bless me just for a moment of time, that I can maybe say a few words and get out of the way here, that I can put old Shad aside for a moment and maybe speak a few words that can mend a broken heart, that can calm a wind here this morning, that could drain the waters of those floods. But let me tell you, I can't do it on my own here today, because there's too much weakness in me, brother, but I'm looking up on high for my strength here this morning. You see, I can remember a time, brother, just like Jeremy was talking about, waking up in weird places. I can remember a morning waking up after a night of doing things that I shouldn't have been doing. I wasn't 16, I wasn't 17, I was 18 years old when I woke up that morning. Couldn't have told you my own name, brother. I couldn't have told you a thing about myself. My phone was ringing and it kept ringing all morning. You see, I had ran away from home. I was finally 18 and I could leave. I had graduated, so I ran away, and I was able to do everything that I thought I wanted to do. And no matter what I would do the night before, I would wake up in the morning and there would still be a void. You see, I read about a time right here in the beginning of this book, talking about this earth here, talking about that void, and how my Lord filled it. He didn't stop filling voids when he was done there. You see, I came and I got up and I grabbed my phone, and I had seen where the number was coming from. It was coming from my great-grandmother's house. And let me tell you, I see this family here and how close you are. You could name your cousin's cousin, because everybody's so close. Well, this was my great-grandmother, and I couldn't tell you anything about her. I was hardly ever there unless it was Christmas, just so I could open a pack of socks that she had got me or something, because there were so many grandkids. And you know, I answered that phone, and on the other end, there was a voice that I didn't recognize because I wasn't in my right mind. And they said, "Shad, Mommy died last night." And you know, I sat there for a second. I thought, well, and now I got a to go to one of these funerals and watch my fake family talk to one another and talk about how much they love somebody they didn't even know. That's what I thought about it. And as I was getting ready to speak back, my voice, that voice, I began to recognize it, brother. And I said, you know, who is this that I'm talking to? And it was my aunt. And I thought for a second, no, you're calling me from the wrong place. I had to look back at the number to see if it was right. And you see, I was raised by my grandmother, and she would always pray. She would always sing those songs, those old regular songs. And I remember when I was growing up with her there, we'd always take a nap around noon, and she would always fall asleep in the same way. She'd be laying on her back with her hands on her chest, just like that, and she would pray until I would fall asleep, and I'd always wake up before her, and she'd still be laying there just like that. I said, now who is this? And she told me who it was. It was my aunt. I said, who are you talking about? And she said, Mommy died last night. And you know, my heart dropped. You want to talk about sobering real quick? I got up and I got dressed, and I went all the way to that house. Shouldn't have been driving, and I got there, and of course there was family all around. First time I'd ever seen my grandfather crying, standing out there next to the fence with the other brothers from the church. And when I saw that, I knew, oh, it's bad. It must be true. I still didn't believe it. And I'd walk back here, and some people from that funeral home said, Shad, would you like to see her before we take her away? And you know, I wanted to say no. I didn't want to see it at all. But I said, yeah, fine, I'll go. And I walked back into that room, and laying there in that bed was my grandmother with those little hands, the same way that I used to see her go to sleep all the time. And I thought to myself for the very first time, maybe this man's real. In her weakest moment, on that deathbed there, I know that she went to sleep praying to a man, talking to a man. And you know, I thought to myself, maybe now he's really talking back. Maybe she can hear that voice. It ain't just something that she feels. Maybe she can touch something that I can't touch. Maybe she can see those things she's telling me about. And you know, brother, it wasn't long after I was down in the little coal mines. He's talking about a coal mine. I guess we got one, brother. It takes me back every time. I can remember being in there 7 miles underground, just got done rock dusting. That whole area, you would think a coal mines would be black, but by regulation we had to throw this white dust all around so we wouldn't blow up in there. And you know, I just got done, and there was a phone line that ran from the beginning of the mines all the way to where we was working, and I used to sit by it all the time, and that phone just kept going off, so I sat and I listened, and you know, the Lord had already been working on me. How many Sundays I'd sit up there at that Pilgrim's Prayer Church, just sitting there when they would open the church doors, and I would sit there, my legs would shake, and I'd say, well, this one's it, I'm going to do it here, I'm going to do it right now. I got to fight back these tears, though. It's going to be obvious. No, I can't stand today, I'll do it next weekend. How many times I'd done that, it seemed like months, and I picked up that phone there, and you know, there wasn't no fear in me at the moment, brother, but I heard them on the other line just a mile up ahead of me saying that one of the surveyors that had came in, a rocket fell out of the top of that mines, and it had hit the back of his neck, and they said, we don't know if we're going to get him out. And you know, I just put down that phone. I fell down on my rock dust on my face, and I cried. I cried, brother, harder than I've ever cried. And I said, Lord God, let me get out of here right now, and I will. I'll go straight to the church. I won't let another Sunday go. And you know, I was still weak, even when I came off my face, that I had to call Brother Chris and say, I need your help. Brother, and I can't do this on my own. I said, Chris, I need to stand, but I can't. I need your help. And I can remember that Sunday when he closed out the church, when he opened the church doors, and took me by the hand, and I'd been crying since they started singing.
Yeah.
And you know, from that time on, there was a fire that got set down inside of me.
Oh, yeah. Right.
And you know what it took? It wasn't just the fact that I finally gave it all to the Lord. No, I had invited some friends out with me. And one of my best friends, Robbie, that I used to get into all kinds of stuff with. They had me up there and they all started coming around and hugging me. I'll tell you, I felt so good. You know what it's like. That first time, that zeal. And then you can go to certain meetings and you wish you could do it all over again.
Amen.
Yeah.
But I could remember standing there and he was the last one to come hug me, and he had never even been to church. And when he hugged me, he was sobbing. He couldn't even say a word to me. He murmured something that I don't even remember what he said. And you know, a fire set up in me that maybe if a man can come out to church one time and see something like that, that it breaks his heart, that maybe he can't even utter a word, then there's something to this man right here. There's something to the words in this book.
Job to do.
And no matter how things change, how comforting it is for me to think back on my childhood and the people that I used to know, no matter how much things have changed and how many storms have come, I can't stop what I'm doing.
No, sir.
Absolutely not.
Ain't no quitting.
The Lord has been too good to me for me to stop and turn around and go the other way. No.
Right. There's no turning back.
I know a little bitty woman. I can tell you, my grandmother, I don't know if she was a dwarf. She wasn't even but 4 foot tall. But I know a little woman waiting on me in another land.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I'm going there, brother.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
I've got my ticket. I'm just waiting for that day for when, you know, we announce those church doors open all the time. They've been open. They were open before we sung our first song here this morning.
Oh, yeah.
But one day they're going to close, brother, and I'm going to be the first in line because I've got my ticket. I'm ready to go home. I'm not scared here anymore.
Nobody. I am.
You brothers come on with your arrangements.
Done well. Done well.
Love each and every one.